over your house, everybody. Ooh, you guys are juicy. You're a juicy crowd. Love that, love that. A little about me. I'm a big man. I'm a hefty Homer, large Marge, a bodacious Bart, a voluptuous Lisa, fat Maggie. Look at that, got all five. I'm a big man. I am 6'4". 6'4" is the best height you can get. Oh, it's awesome. I walk into a room, I'm confident, and I gotta say, I'm tired of you 5'11" little half men running around thinking you own the joint. It's like, step aside before I grind your bones to make my bread. Big man. Is anyone here taller than 6'4"? All right, I'm your new boy king. I'm entitled to half your money out the door. Hell yeah, that's how that works. Told you. Yeah, I get it. Being big can be, intimidating. I understand that I look like if Jeffrey Dahmer ate Jeffrey Dahmer. I get that's my vehicle through this plane of existence. But everyone always identifies me by my size. Like if I'm walking down the street and someone wants my attention, it's always, hey, big man. Hey, big man. It's never, hey, sensitive soul with the sad-looking eyes. Need a hug today? Yes, the answer is always yes. I will hug you all. I will hug all of you out the door. I can do that. I was a big, weird, sensitive kid too. Like I've always been big and sensitive. When I was a boy, I wore a nightshirt to bed. And the shirt would go down my thigh and cover just the tip of my penis. Just barely cover the tip of the pip. The old T of the P, as they say. I was constantly one touchdown away from flashing the whole family. And so I was just like this big, weird, sensitive boy just frolicking through the midnight air in my slutty little boy dress, just singing children's songs in French. Fallait Jacques. The cool night air kissing the tip of my chubby baby carrot. Those were the days. I grew up with parents with like pretty traditional jobs. For instance, my father was a police officer, which I know is sometimes not cool to say anymore. That's like admitting that I'm the son of a stormtrooper from Star Wars. But in my father's defense, he wasn't like he wasn't like an effective cop. He was more of like a donut cop, if that distinction makes sense. He once got a citation for twirling his baton too merrily. A donut cop. But my dad does own a gun, and part of owning a gun is learning how to take it apart and clean it and put it back together. So I remember one time he's doing this at home at the kitchen table, and I'm a kid coming home from school, and he looks at me, and then he looks at his gun, and he goes, huh? And I go, ah! And he goes, eh. And that's the longest conversation we've ever had. I'd love to meet the man someday. All right, all right, let's get weird. The other day I was alone in a room by myself. In a safe way. Sometimes you're alone in a room by yourself. And I farted in such a way that I went, Dad? And in that moment, I realized I inherited my father's anus and butt cheeks. Verbatim, same sound, same equipment. And then I got to thinking, that's not even his anus and butt cheeks. That's his dad's anus and butt cheeks. And then I realized, that's not even that guy's anus and butt cheeks. That's his dad's anus and butt cheeks. And that's not his anus and butt cheeks. That's his dad's anus and butt cheeks. That's not his anus and butt cheeks. So I'm just walking around with some Polish guy's anus and butt cheeks. Which is a weird result from my 23andMe. No predisposed to certain diseases, anything like that. Lindsey Graham died. That is so funny. That's that is the #1 reply. Everyone's like, oh, no. It's like taking a photo at the 9/11 museum. Just like, no. Actually, no. But you're allowed to be happy when an evil person dies. I think you're allowed to celebrate when your oppressors are died. And so Lindsey Graham died from a sudden and quick illness after a trip back from the Ukraine. They got him, guys. They took one of ours. They gave him one of the old Eastern Europeans. They took our bishop. They must have put battery acid in one of his poppers. What's funny is that Senator Lindsey Graham died, and then the offices of Senator Mitch McConnell had to put out a statement commenting on the death of Senator Lindsey Graham, which is funny because Senator Mitch McConnell is also dead. He is. If Mitch McConnell is not dead, Lindsey Graham was not a closeted homosexual. Apologies to Lindsey Graham, he would have been a phenomenal theater kid, but that's not what he chose to do with his life. So this is real, this is the official statement from the offices of Senator Mitch McConnell, not making up, this is verbatim true. Also, by the way, Mitch McConnell, this was his smile. That's how the man expressed joy. So from the office of Senator Mitch McConnell, verbatim, got it from the website. Not my notes app.
It is with great sadness that I write about the passing of Senator Lindsey Graham from my Ouija board. Oh, I mean typewriter. I wish the former senator a safe passage to the next life, and would like to assure him that hell is much more of a dry heat.
Dominus terreba ministrum, helium chaos, aldamantum, aerodionix species.
Love Mitch. Verbatim, got it from the website. Alrighty, cool. I'm gonna leave you guys with an impression. You guys like impressions? We'll find out. This is my impression of Bob Dylan, but I've been working on my Bob, but he only does children's like nursery rhymes and kids songs. Bob Dylan doing a kids song. Okay.
Oh, that itsy bitsy spider who went up that water spout. Down come the rain. I didn't wash that spider out. Oh, how come that sun had dry up all that rain? Why, itsy bitsy spider went up that spout again.